Hello, I'm Mark Lloyd-Bodham, a practice management consultant to the accounting profession, sometimes also referred to as a futurist. And there are many changes going on right now that will affect the future accounting firm. In defining Edge, the very first thing we do is we look in detail at our accounting firm model, which I call the Lubrum model. Lubrum stands for leverage, utilization, billing rate, realization, and margin. But first of all, how do we get this model? Well, as professionals, we engage in 4 different management activities. First of all, we engage in pricing, the pricing of our services. The second management activity that professionals engage in is productivity. The third management activity we engage in is client management. And finally, that very necessary management activity is cost management. Now, it is those 4 management activities that lead us to the Lubrum model. Now, the Lubrum model is explained in detail in defining Edge. But just let me give you a quick definition of some of these terms. Leverage. In fact, let me give you an example. If a firm has 60 people and 6 firm owners, then their leverage is 10. That is, you take the 60 people and divide it by the 6 firm owners. Now, those 60 people are engaging in work for their clients, and in total they maybe produce 60,000 chargeable hours. And so if we take the total number of people and divide it by the total number of hours, we identify the firm's utilization. Now, those 60,000 hours account for, let's just say, 600,000 units, whether it's pounds or dollars, of service work at standard charge rate. And so in order to calculate the billing rate, which is what B stands for, we divide the total chargeable revenue at standard by the total number of hours that the firm has delivered. And that will give us the firm's billing rate. Now, of course, we know that we don't always bill the time that is on our cost sheets. So let's just say that we bill 95%. That would be £540,000, which gives us a realization rate of 95%. And finally, of course, we have overheads, whether it's facilities, whether it's insurances, whether it's admin staff. And so in order to finally calculate the firm's net income per partner, we have to identify the percentage cost of the firm's expenses. And so if we strip out those numbers, we find that we have a model which enables us to take L, that's leverage, that was 6 if you remember, multiply it by U, multiply it by R, multiply it by M, and the result of that calculation is to give you the firm's average net income per partner. Now, the significance of this model is that it enables us to focus on the 3 short-term keys, which, it's my proposition to you, that we could change those keys tomorrow. And as you will see from the manual, any change in those 3 short-term keys will result in a direct increase in the firm's profitability. And so at the very outset of your journey through practice management with Defining Edge, you'll see that there are a whole series of strategies for increasing utilization, billing rate, and realization. For example, how about setting not just an annual target for chargeable hours, let's just say that, for example, is 1,200 hours. But breaking that down into monthly targets, because it's so easy to get behind with an annual target and lose motivation, lose focus, and perhaps even lose interest in what is a really important management KPI. And so your second chapter of Defining Edge starts to look at ways in which you can improve those 3 short-term keys. I asked this question a few moments ago in our first video, but I'd like to ask it again because it is so important. You see, we really only have effectively 2 things to sell. That is our time and our expertise. And if our expertise is so focused on compliance or the historical work that we do, how can we bring freshness? How can we bring vitality? How can we bring insight into our clients' lives if we're not trying to find ways in which we can help the clients, whether it's in building their wealth or whether it's improving their business or improving the ways in which they manage? I'd like to suggest that if you go onto my website, that's www.marklloydbottom.com, you will find a number of downloads. In particular, at this stage, I'd like you to download my 2 recommended book files. These are books that I have read and studied over the last 10 to 15 years, and I know you will find them helpful. Some of them are specific to the management of your accountancy practice, and some of them are generic books that have been written by consultants who have leading edge reputations, like Michael Gerber, who wrote The E-Myth, and Tom Peters, who wrote Thriving on Chaos. Many books, some of my most recent books, have included Getting Naked by Patrick Lencioni, a fascinating fable that is relevant to you because it helps show how you can improve your approach to client service. Maybe it's a racy title, but it is a powerful book with many insights that can help you, because they've certainly helped me in the work I do with accounting firms when I consult with them. And so, as we look at the introduction to Defining Edge, I'd encourage you to look on the internet and download the notes that I have prepared for you on the Lubrum model. You will see a sample introductory chapter of Defining Edge that I think will whet your appetite and excite you at the prospect of going on this journey with me on improving your firm's management, your firm's client service, and your firm's results. You deserve it, your family deserve it, your co-owners deserve it, your staff deserve it, but above all, it's your clients, because the purpose of any business is always to meet the needs of its clients. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you on our next video together.